every bone I hate you. Deeply abominate you, my Lucifer. You are my antithesis. I'm Pontus, you are Jesus, my eternal foe. Will every breath despise you? Live to antagonize you, my Lucifer. My Lucifer. My Lucifer. My drug and benediction, bilateral crucifixion with my eternal foe. Cannot exist without you. In secret or devout to my eternal foe. For as long as the world stands, as lovers holding hands, locked in a perpetual clasp, till one go will lose our grasp in the fiendish dance of the world burns around us. My Lucifer, my Lucifer, my Lucifer, my Lucifer, my dear nemesis, my dear nemesis, my dear nemesis, my dear nemesis. For as long as the world stands, as lovers holding hands, locked in a perpetual clasp, in one go we'll lose our grasp. For as long as the world stands, as lovers holding hands, locked in a perpetual clasp, in one go we'll lose our grasp. We'll forever dance as the
Oh, people are here, all right. Okay, I'm fucking here. What is up? What is going on? How's it been? Very short leash right now. Very short leash right now, and if I happen to be alone, then I'm like the mods. I'm like the mods. All bets are off. So how's it going, everybody? How you doing? How has Monday treated you? Monday has treated me poorly. Mostly because I had to take care of something before I came live. I got started at about 1:15 with the expectation that I was going to be through and done by perhaps 1:30, 2 o'clock at the latest. And here we are, 3 o'clock, so tells you where exactly I expected to be and what the project actually took, how long that it took, how long that everything went. So I have new scratches, I have places where I've been banged up. I just now noticed I think I have new bites from probably those spiders or something. Shaska, the new striptease will come after Andy is back from Malaysia, which should be probably the first part of October. So that will be happening at that point. Mikey, I would not recommend that. I would not recommend that. So yeah, it's been an interesting weekend. It's been an entirely too hot weekend for the last part of September. It is absolutely roasting and toasting over here. Did I watch No Mercy? I watched a little bit of it. I basically got the 3 last matches. Was all I was able to see. I have opinions, but at the same time, I have a lack of surprise for basically 2 of the matchups. First of all, the Cruiserweight title matchup didn't shock me because they were really looking for a change. Neville as champion is great from a wrestling standpoint, but they're looking to try to do something to make 205 Live pop. So a changing of the guard is the only thing that they can think of that may potentially give it a little bit of pop, and Enzo is somewhat over. Definitely not over anymore. Roman Reigns wins, lol. Which is, again, I expected that as well. I expected that as well, because the whole purpose of this is to try to get him over even further, and if he was going to turn heel in the process, I'd say he already did, but no official rule turn or anything like that. And then I was honestly kind of surprised that they did not take the leap and just give Strowman the belt. Apparently they thought that he was still too green, or maybe they felt that, or had something planned for Brock. But I'll just say this: if it happens to be Brock versus Roman, once again, they're making a mistake. Confirmed fucking wasted is actually Triple H. When is Andy getting back again? He will probably be back the first part of October. first part of October, you will probably be back. So that's whenever we will. What we will do is we'll plan a day, and that'll be a stream I'll announce. Like, that'll be a stream I'll announce. I won't directly say the striptease is happening. I will probably color it up and say something along the lines of a special event will be taking place today, or a special event will be taking place this day, and then everybody kind of has to sort of come and figure it out for themselves. Icaro was asking if I knew Anger. Yeah, I did a review of them a long time ago, like right whenever the channel first started, or it may have even been whenever I was still just Cover Killer. Oh boy. Will the striptease be uploaded to YouTube? I know a lot of you would want it, and at this point in time, with the way that YouTube's going, I might as well just do it. So with my luck, that would be the one thing that actually transforms into the meme, and you know, gets the channel 5 million views or whatever just by itself. So I may not really have a choice in the matter on that. Man, I just there's just scratches and stuff everywhere. I was trying to do some cleaning and reorganization in the bedroom, and let me tell you something. I don't mean to embarrass anybody who's not here, but that place, that room is a goddamn train wreck. And whenever it comes to what of mine is in there, it comes down to a very simple 2 dressers that I can't even get to. And so I foolishly last night took a look at a section and said I could do that very easily. It's just like a giant puzzle piece. Well, my puzzle was a little bit larger than I thought. I thought it was a 500-piece puzzle, and it ended up being a 5,000-piece puzzle. And I'm still not very happy with the results. Plus, I have been... I feel like it's my time of the month or something like that, because I'm getting fucking cramps out the ass. I've already taken a shit like 3 times today, and it's just been gnarly. So I must have eaten something that definitely disagrees. It's just not been a very good Monday. I mean, let's just be... I'm just going to be very real. It has not been a very good Monday. That's okay. That's okay. As that is all the past. That is all the past. We are now in the present, which is becoming the past. And we are looking forward toward the future. And the future is going to involve a couple of albums being played. I hope to be here till about 6:30, so we're looking at about a 3.5 hour long stream, which is a lot shorter than I was hoping for, but let's just be real here. Sometimes things gotta get done. Sometimes you gotta shut some people up. It has been a darn hot Monday there, Fat Man. It has been ridiculous. I stepped outside just for a brief moment, just to kind of get out of that room, and I like ran back in. Now I know that there are places in the world that are hotter, and I know there's places, hell, just in the United States that are hotter right now. But for the end of September, even in an Indian summer, for it to be 90 degrees. In this part of the country is kind of absurd. It's kind of ridiculous. It's like my uncle. My uncle actually just he came up from Florida. He was he lives down in north of Daytona Beach, and I feel like he brought the damn hot with him. I feel like he brought the damn hot with him. Oh boy. Had to release a nice little piece of goss. Damn it, one of my freaking breaks might end up being to take another crap. Are you a fan of the band of a band of Haggard They're really a badass band. If you mean the band's name is Haggard, then no, I don't know them. Is anyone else going to end up having Damnation Mark? Oh man, I can't read today. Yeah, Static, we need to talk about what we can do to maybe get that to you, or I know that you know, Wobbin kind of made me aware of everything that's going on with that, so that wouldn't be something where we could send it just to Ed, and Ed could give it to you or something, would it? I'm assuming the two of you are like, you're in the same area, like you hang out together and stuff like that. Gamma Angel, you're not the only one. I'm not huge on them. Like, there's ones that say, you've heard of Elf on a Shelf, now here's blah 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 blah. I think that they should just die. You've heard of Elf on the Shelf, here's you shutting the fuck up and going to work. Static, send me your ideas either in a Twitter message or a Facebook message, and we'll take a look at them. We'll do that off camera. We'll do that off camera. And if it's something where it needs to be redrawn or something like that, then we'll do that on the future stream. We're not going to worry about that today. In case you were abducted by aliens last week, or this is your very first stream, very first time that you've been with us in all of Histra. People have to follow each other. I thought I had you followed. Well, if I don't have you followed, if that's on me, I can fix that very quickly. I can fix that very quickly. He thinks. Ah, that is on me. That is on me. Alright, well. Let's go back to all this fun. Followed. Hey, you have a pretty nice little following there, bud. But yeah, got you followed now. We have a couple of albums that we need to get to today. First of all, we need to get The Land of the Free by Gamma Ray, because the other two are requests from Justin Neely, who will not be back until after 5 o'clock. In fact, after 5 o'clock, we have to finish Houdini. We have to finish Houdini by the Melvins. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Gamma Ray. In case you were abducted by aliens, though, take a look at that total that's on the bottom left-hand part of your screen. Man, oh man, we have something to be proud of. $1,830 so far. This is, by the way, the last week of the Slay Cancer Stream-a-Thon. Friday will be the final daily stream, and then we have one stream after that, which is the 12-hour finale, which will hopefully be on Twitch, but I'm starting to really get some doubts in my mind that that's going to work out, because even though some work was done in the area where I needed to be done, the key components are still not present, or the key problems are still present, whichever way you wish to look at it. And that's bad, and I don't like that. But anyway. We are going to pop over to YouTube. And oh, just to make my life even more terrible, apparently over the weekend, my laptop decided that, oh, you know, that whole thing where you can hit a hit a key twice and get two things from it. Yeah, we're gonna just take that away. We don't like you that much. So now everything is typed painfully slowly. Oh boy. So we are going to get to this. There is Land of the Free. I need to make sure that that track listing is accurate before we get this thing a-rolling. Man, I'm just... all sorts of goddamn energy just freaking destroyed. I can't see, I'm running blind. I mean, this site can't be reached. I'm looking at fucking... oh my god. CKN right now is not in a good mood, so as you can probably imagine, this is going to be funny. So I want to make sure that this is the right order, which it is. Very good. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get started with this. Of course, the hashtag right now that we are going with, if you're posting about this on Twitter, is hashtag Get2K. And that is in reference to us hopefully making it to $2,000 either by the end of the week. What the hell? Why can I hear? I can hear myself typing on my headphones. That can't be good. That's the hashtag right there. I feel like something is very wrong here. I'm not going to worry about that right now. We're going to go ahead and get started with Gamma Ray. Here is Rebellion in Dreamland, the very first cut off of Land of the Free by these power metal legends. This is actually considered by some to be one of their best albums. You can actually say that alongside of albums such as Power Plant, or I'm a very big fan of No World Order. This is power metal that at times can be a little cheesy, but what power metal isn't, it's still pretty well accomplished. And if you don't know much about Gamma Ray, you should definitely look them up. They are a pretty cool band. YouTube doesn't like Murica. Oh, so your cover of Opeth is not available in America? Is that what you're telling me? That's fine. I understand how that goes. Somewhere Out in Space is another good one. You'll find whenever you listen to this, it's honestly just kind of like, it gets you pumped up, but in a way it's like weirdly calming. Like, I just like listening to it and just kind of like vegging a bit. Like, that riff right there just sounds like it's straight out of an Iron Maiden album. Yeah, I saw it static. Like I said, I'm not going to address that on while I'm live here. My weekend has been... oh, I don't know. It just... oof. It's way too hot here, SKS. What is the song? This is Rebellion in Dreamland by Gamma Ray. I'm going to take a look. Get some leftover cake. Oh my god, these fuckers. Yes. Hi. Oh, yes, hi. How are you doing? I'm sorry, I've been getting calls from another number like crazy all day. I apologize. Yeah. Oh boy. I guess I really don't have much of a choice. That's... Yeah. Alrighty. Well, that's what has to be done. Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. And the day gets late. The vocals on these albums are always fantastic. There's not been a Gamma Ray album that I can think of where the vocals have been sort of like the down part of the album. Unless it's just something where it's the down part because the rest of the album is amazing, and well, of course Kai's brilliant, you know what I mean? Well, I know I'm going to have to make a phone call during my first break. It just doesn't end. I've been getting calls over and over again from people today. Like, I have a list a mile long of missed calls. People want to fuck around with me, I will fuck around right back. Hi, it's a phase. A lot, man. That's all I'll say. It's been crazy. It's been just not exactly the best of Mondays. Not a great start of the week. Not a great start to the week. It's way too hot. I've been trying to do way too many things, and I've just kind of run myself thin. It is what it is. So, I am very proud of all of you for something. I'm not going to say what it is because then I'll just start the conversation. But there's something that's not being talked about in this chat right now that I'm glad it's not being talked about. Because I'm tired of seeing it. I'm ready to fucking just walk up to people and say, go back to your life! Go back to your life! There we go. Yeah, it's just kind of, it's been not the best. I can tell there's a definite gap of time between me and you. If you're just receiving the message that the day was shit, it's a phase. I wish there's something I could really do about that, but I mean, that's really not all on me. No, I don't know Echo Stash. But we have Gamma Rays Land of the Free to check out. And then, like I said, about 5 o'clock. Then we have last 10 minutes of Houdini by the Melvins. It's on your channel. Alright. I will have to do that, fucker. Hello, bud. Echo Stash is the new OPE. Oh, God. But anyway, then after that we may get started with one of his other 2 albums that we have in mind. Or we may wait and get to one of those tomorrow and then the other one on Friday. Or Wednesday, rather. Yeah, Friday. Oh my god. Good stuff. The CKN memester, good god. I can show you guys a photo that's definitely memeable of Nemo. I forgot to share this photo. I haven't shared it yet, so I'm going to share it right now with you guys. Even though it might look a little shitty in chat. Look at this picture of Nemo. Look how just, he looks fucking spaced out or on drugs, but what he's actually doing. There was a stink bug in the room last night, and he was following it. He was tracking it very, very intently. It was on the ceiling, which he cannot get to. Well, I can't even get to it, and I'm a big kid. Look at that. It's disappearing. Can't disappear. I look directly at the face. Look at the eyes. Look at the damn eyes of insanity. And the eyes of madness. Cat eye of Sauron. Alright! He woke as fuck. Get some cake, Wobbin. Oh, did I mention that if we make it to 2K, I'll do a giveaway? Yes, I will. What's gonna be in it? I don't know. I'll just grab a bunch of random shit and give it out. Who knows, if you live domestically, you might get the 2K prize package before Necro gets the 1K prize package. See you in a bit, Static. I took a read at what he wants, and I don't know if I want to commit to it. Because I have so many things that I also have not done. Barzil. Let's come Barzil Malatica. Malatica. I hail from Malatica. How much should I charge as a speaking fee if I went on tour? How much should I charge to whoever's hosting me? Like someone calls me up and says, CKN, I want you to do a speaking engagement. How much? What should be my quote? Should I say like, bring me your finest whore? Or should I be like, no, bring me $5,000? He has said the word! The word that is forbade! Oh look, something on my Steam list is on sale. Yay! Oh, 2 items! Goody! What's on sale? What are my thoughts on Hatebreed? Their last album was pretty decent, but most of their stuff is very monotonous. Is this power metal? No, this is your imagination. House Party? I have House Party on my list? This game does not look like something I would have on my Steam list. I'll have to check my list a little closer. He said the C word. Did I see the movie It? Yes, I did. That was pretty good. Probably give it about like a 7 out of 10. Did I like it better than the original? I think a little bit. But I don't know. I have the new Disincarnate album. I've heard bits and pieces of it. It's not too bad, BC comedy. I think it's alright. It's on my, like, mile-long review list that pisses me off. No, not that. The cunt word's allowed. For now. The word that starts with C and ends with ustard. That little aruga at the end. Quimby. The one that rhymes with duck? Cluck? I love clucking. I could cluck all day. You mother clucker. CKM does speaking engagements for $5,000. Upfront, cash, no credit. $5,000 USD. It's a better deal than getting Hillary Clinton's. My price is 1 power metal solo. Always. Always with those things. Climbing. This feature is not available in your area. Now that I've done all this cleaning, there's like little flea things that are, little like gnat things that are following me. You know what I've liked so far about this? No ads. These are all separate videos. Hey, CKN, your review from the stage turned you into an Avenged fan. Well, that's cool. It's a good album. It was worth getting into, or it was worth checking out. I don't know if you'll end up liking all of their back catalog stuff, but hey. Do I play any instrument? No, I don't. I was a really, really bad guitar player whenever I tried to learn. Funny thing is that a guitar lesson, like a guitar lessons company, Guitar Tricks wants me to do some promo work for them, and yet maybe it's something I should have done. If I had Guitar Tricks, I would have been a better guitar player, which is really, really rude to my guitar teacher, who is like shredding in hell right now because, you know, he was cool. Oh, God. Oh, that's stabbing. Stabbing stomach pain. It's the best. Is Metalcore A7X good? It has its moments, but it's not very satisfying. A7X, Juicy is Avenged Sevenfold. Red Durst played guitar when? I don't know, somewhere. Sometime. Well, that's the thing. I mean, Avenged was one of the bands that basically said that their compositions were going to be theirs. They weren't looking to make little, like, 3 or 4 minute tracks for singles. You know what I mean? Like, that was never really their modus operandi. They always had some pretty long songs. But Nick Jonas is amazing. He's the man. I still get jealous. Something sexy and beautiful. It is why. All of the damned. I feel like this is something that should be novelized. Like, this album should be novelized. Now, here's the thing. Like, there are some moments where Avenged gets a little bit too... Like, they try to pack in a little bit too much crap. And it just doesn't come out very well. Like, it doesn't come out very well in the wash. I still like those memes of Lil Wayne looking at the guitar that says, how do I make it say nigga? I like those. That's a pretty good meme. That is one meme I do kind of get a chuckle from. Ah! It could. It could. But also, the thing that I think makes Opeth's work a little bit more tolerable is that it is... You see that progression. You see the way in which it is sort of heading. I feel like they just have a nicer balance on how they are switching and everything. Like some of the moves that Avenged make are a little bit jilting and jolting. And they don't always really mix well with the previous thought that came with it. So the sequence of music is kind of off. And this album, man, Gamma's bringing back some memories of mine is what he is doing with this album. My buddy and I, way back in the day, got No World Order. Just bought it because, first of all, the cover's absurd. The cover's freaking phenomenal. I think that some of the older Gamma Rays are a little bit better. You know, they have a lot more detail and are pretty more to the point, but No World Order just always kind of like struck me as like weird, and it's kind of like the Red-Haired Stepchild album. But anyway, I remember us just blasting it alongside of Metalhead by Saxon, like back to back. I just falling in love with both albums instantly, and just they became like complementary albums for us, even though they don't really have a similar sound. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, No World Order from Gamma Ray Shaska. It was just sort of the album cover that I kind of found to be a little bit like strange and stuff like that for them. Because you have like your traditional power metal fantasy, and you kind of have an expectation once you get to No World Order, and then it's you look at it and you're like, well, this kind of doesn't meet this expectation at all. Hey, let me see if I can give you a good example, actually. I might be able to just get you... Like, for example, here's Land of the Free. Let me see if I can... Yeah, I can do that. There's Land of the Free. There's the album that we're listening to right now. And then here is No World Order, which is just absurd looking. Like, it looks like it has every conspiracy in there, like, known to man. It is a super cool cover. I really like it. Hey, look, it's Insanity and Genius, folks. Woohoo! Wow, they've come a long way. See if I can't find Power Plant. This one's really cool. This is why I really like Power Plant, because the music is good. But then look at this fucking album cover. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me a bit of Power Slave by Iron Maiden. Just by that theme and then the way in which it's built. Look at this, like, there's this twin pyramids in the background, and there's this large one behind our destroyer here, I guess, that has the large speakers on the top of it. But that's super cool, isn't that? Check that out. Oh man, Power Plant is just so good. And even some of the more recent ones have been pretty decent as well. What's cool about Gamma Ray is that they have, you know, they clearly have a mascot, and I feel like that's something that's missing from heavy metal these days. That needs to kind of make a return. It really needs to make a return. Said something about getting some cake lurch, so I don't know if that's a metaphor for scat porn or if it actually means cake. Thinking about seeing Between the Buried and Me, what for the Colors tour, I would do it, Gamma. I hear it's been fantastic. What's going on, Lurch? How you doing, man? Did you do more guerrilla-style reviews? Might help me get through my damned review list. It's huge. Heading for some more reissue covers also insane? Yeah. I don't have nearly enough Gamma Ray in my, like, physical discography, but that's because they don't... A lot of it wasn't actually... I didn't get it in my corner of the world. I was fortunate to get No World Order. So a lot of that stuff I'm going to have to order. One day. Lurch, we're not quite sure what's going to happen with the album yet. That's basically a Static Skull. By the way, I reviewed what you were asking, Static, and I think we can work something out. Because damn it, you won something fair and square. I can't send you anything, so I might as well do something for you. I was like really kind of, about maybe committing to that because it might take a little time. But, you know, you deserve something, you won. Bang face. Here's the thing. I have a confession for y'all. Alright? A long time ago, and I'm talking like a long fucking time ago. Alright? I was talking with a dude from Seattle, Washington, and we were going to start a like thrash metal style band called Predator. And our first album, our first EP, was going to be entitled Tomb of the Panther. And it was going to set up our mascot, because we wanted to have a mascot. And it was going to end up being like a just like badass looking panther that was going to be in every album in some form, like in some situation, whether it was like the panther was outside of the pyramid, or if it was going to be a pyramid, or rather a sarcophagus that was coming and emerging out of, you know, and is now going to take over. You know, there was just so many ideas that we kind of had. This was back in like 1999, so I'm not surprised that I don't remember much of this. But somewhere in my life, somewhere in my existence, I have the original, like, paperwork where I was taking notes, because we had like it was so funny. We were probably all like 15, 16 years old, and we had like a little conference call type thing on, I think it was like Yahoo Chat or something like that. It was insane. There needs to be a way on YouTube where I could just say, where they ask me where do I live, and I just say planet Earth. Like, that would just be so killer if, what we really need would be if we would have, come up with enough plans for, like, 6 or 7 albums, or like 6 or 7 releases, and then just had somebody do the artwork, and then just sell them, you know. It'd be really cool. SSL, what's going on? How you doing? Welcome. Hey, Paul. Do I like instrumental guitar albums? Plenty is the shit, hey, Paul. Plenty is the goddamn shit. He's awesome. I listened to a couple of others throughout the years. Animals as Leaders, of course. There was one that was just right. I just was thinking about him. Oh man, it was a couple of days ago I was thinking about him. Now I'm gonna have to, you know, run around again and find it, you know. How you doing, man? That red review. Oh man, dude. If I actually wrote down all the albums that I need to do, like all the reviews I need to do, it's bad. It's really, really bad. I'm very disappointed with how horrible my life is right now. I just don't, time is just a thing that just doesn't exist for me anymore, apparently. I can only really review albums based off of my lighting and the way in which this room gets at night. I can really only review up until about like 8 o'clock, until I have to start worrying about people being asleep, either that or I have to worry about my lighting casting that like really awkward dark shadow that you see. If you see a dark shadow in any of my videos, it's because I reviewed it after the sun goes down. A lot of my lighting is based off of natural sunlight because the lights in this room suck. I need to get some professional lighting, but the big question for me is, where the fuck am I going to put it? Like, this place is so small, first of all, and second of all, it's already got a ass load of stuff in it. It's weird, man. Oh, I know SSL. In fact, if anything, I'm kind of like just like jesting with you about it and everything, and just kind of having a little bit of fun with the whole thing because, you know, I'm a guy that I always plan to do more than I am capable of doing. Like, I always over-plan or over-analyze or expect a ton out of myself, you know what I mean? And whenever it doesn't happen, I get naturally upset with myself because I feel like I should be able to get to all these things. But, you know, the best laid plans involve no distractions. They involve nothing happening. Like, they involve no emergencies. They involve nothing happening to the people that you care about or love. You know, it takes away the surprise of life, really, is what it does. You know what I'm saying? Reef? Yes. I agree with you on that, Lurch. Reef is not a track that is like a go-to for me at all. It's not a go-to track for me. Amazingly enough, if you want to hear songs that kind of do their best, even though they try or even though they try to pack in a little bit too much, is a couple of the tracks off of Morning Rise. Like especially a track like The Night in the Silent Water. Do I like neoclassical metal? I dig it every so often, you know? You gotta have some shredding and just some good old-fashioned guitar heroics every so often. Last week we listened to some pretty good stuff. You know Twilight Force? You know Twilight Force, Mr. Metal Horse? They have some damn blistering solos and some power metal cheese. Definitely a little bite of neoclassical in there as well. It's very, very good. How good is My Arms Your Hearse? It's phenomenal. It's really, really good. It is really, really good. But yeah, Mystical Metal Horse, Twilight Force is a pretty awesome power metal band. High on the cheese factor, you're going to get some stuff that's just, you're going to shake your head and wonder, why the fuck am I listening to this? But then you'll keep going. That's what I did. I kept on going afterward. I was like, where's this going to go next? I mean, I've gotten great music, I've gotten shredding, I've gotten cheesy lyricism, I've gotten a surprise. I'm not going to give away all this album's secrets. Or this band's secrets, should I say. Gamma will tell you, man. Gamma recommended the album, and I am thankful for I'm thankful for it, man. I think what I'm going to do for you guys, something special for you guys on the channel. Maybe it'll encourage people to come in or not. I don't know. I think I'm going to start a playlist just of music that we've listened to on stream. Like recommendations from streamers or from stream chatters, and really, really good stuff that we've had on song requests for donations, or donations for song requests. Damn it! Do it all the time, every time! But I think it'd be really cool to have that. Septuagint. That is easily the best song off of Omnibium. And that is that was like one of the big reasons why that album got a really good score. Oh, just listen to that. Oh. Just feels like you're going down a wormhole. I know nothing about that, Joska, unfortunately. So that is one where your opinion is a lot more important and knowledgeable than mine. That's how I'll go with that. Sons of Apollo, I've checked out a couple of the tracks. It's pretty darn good. It is pretty good stuff. That's something else I would like to, you know, talk to people about. I might just have to, you know, really, you know, take it on the chin and consolidate a lot of this stuff into like little 2-minute blurbs, kind of like 5 recently released albums or whatever, and just make like, I don't know, like 1 billion of those. The More is fantastic. It's underrated and kind of forgotten. The More might be on that list, Lurch, I would say. Check out Emergence right fucking now. Are you telling me to pause Gamma Ray? Because I don't know, man. I'm in it. I'm in it, man. Anything out of Orchid? Orchid might be your biggest challenge, truthfully. That is their most raw album. Still very good. Still very good. But it may not be the one that you go back to the most often. No worries, Gamma. Good stuff, dude. Dude, alright, everybody that's in chat right now needs to look at Gamma Angel in the chat and send him some hails, okay? Send him some applause. Dude right now is number 2 on our top donors list. He did that, by the way, mostly in about a week's time. Mostly in about a week's time. Would I call your album raw? It is, I would say, yeah. I would say. Most, like, first releases, well, until now, you know, where everything is just produced to the fucking, you know, gills, most first releases have a certain raw element to it. Orchid is supposed to be listened to as a whole, but that doesn't mean it's easy to do. Like, that's the album that I still struggle with a little bit with Opeth. I like it a lot, but, like, I don't know, it's rough sometimes. But yeah, give Gamma Angel a little bit of love. Actually, give him a lot of love. But the dude is right now, he was killing it last week. Between him and Justin Neely, they were having like a bid war, trying to get albums up and trying to get albums listened to. This is actually Gamma's third album that has been recommended by him. I'm going to start keeping a log of that, because I do believe that you, Gamma, and Justin are the only two to take advantage of that. You are the only two to take advantage of that. Oh, I definitely need to. Oh, damn! I need to get up that. I need to get that Mastodon EP review up, because that was something that Justin did recommend and request. So I'll have to do that. Any fans of Earthside? Hell yeah! You know how I feel about Earthside. I love that band. I get to talk about. I think I get to talk about that band with Andrew Stout, if I remember correctly. A Dream of Static. What a good album. Opeth worked with Swano on Lord. I think it was just My Arms, Your Hearse, and oh hell, is My Arms and Still Life? Oh, it was the first two. Okay, I was off on that. Okay. That would make sense, because right around that same era was whenever Swano and Acrofit did, you know, they did the first Crimson album. And then Michael also did vocals for Brave Murder Day for Catatonia. So Mike was, like, all over the damn place in the early 90s. Oh, Swano is fantastic. You know, first of all, to be, you know, as talented as he is, you know, the guy has a lot of songwriting skill. And then to have the production cred. The fucking production cred. Ogrefelt. Michael Coffee Spill. Michael Progerfelt. Or just, you know, what all the ladies want. Michael felt my breast and it was great. Oh man. I feel like power metal has gone through a very significant change in 20 years. I don't feel necessarily that the current era is a bit weak. In fact, I think that's probably very erroneous. But it feels like they're trying to sort of make their own mark instead of drawing from a lot of tradition. Unless I'm really not looking in the right place. Oh, damn it, Static. I can't time you out like I did Mikey. You want the next 5 reasons people hate to be on the needle drop? I'm going to tell him you said that. And if he tells me to do it, maybe I will. Who cares? I love Anthony. Anthony's my boy. Anthony's my boy. Both Fantano and Anthony from 10 Second Songs. Anthony from 10 Second Songs is my homie too. I love that guy. I haven't talked with him in a while, so I need to get into contact with him to see how he's doing. She must be doing pretty alright if you saw that video that he did about Catch Me Outside. Oh, what the? Oh. Wait, this one actually has an ad on it. What the fuck? No! Oh, it's just going to be one of those pop-up things. That's fine. Never mind. Where's Fantano live? He's in the Northeast. Is it weird that you don't care too much for the needle drop? No. That's not weird at all. It's just like anybody else. I'm sure there's some folks that... In fact, I know somebody just sent me a message that says that they don't give a shit about me anymore because I didn't respond to a Facebook message of theirs from, like, July. So, whoops. I'm one man, you know. I'm one fucking dude. I've only ever tried to learn 2 Opeth songs in your time. What's 2, Lurch? Yeah, his knowledge is like the thing that I'm a bit jealous about. Oh yeah, he should. Maybe he was in one of the streams back in July, who knows. Maybe I did say I would do it. I doubt it. Because it was something about In This Moment, and y'all know how I feel about them. Yeah, Gyro, Anthony had NPR experience. He had NPR experience, so he definitely had an advantage coming in. But it was how he was able to harness it and become, you know, what he is today. You know, because, hey, if I had prior radio experience, that's no guarantee that I become huge. Review on The Doomsday by Architects. Thoughts on it? Haven't got the chance to check it out yet, my dude. Deliverance and half a man. Oh man, Masters Apprentice. That rip though. That rip though. That freaking opening rip to Masters Apprentice though. Yeah, I dig Rammstein. I'll be honest with you. A lot of the stuff that I check out, I dig. You know, there's not much that I'm kind of like, bleh about. You know, I have respect towards stuff I don't like. So it's really hard for me to sit here and talk shit. It's really hard for me to be like, yeah, I listened to that. It was a piss off. It was a wank fest. It was bullshit. You know what I mean? Am I a tenor or a baritone? I'm lower end. I'm a bari. I'm low end. In fact, I'm high bass. I'm actually a high bass. My deeper voice is the voice that brings the bitches to the yard. Others need to use milkshakes. Utilization of confections is not required. Hey, Board, how you doing? I agree. But you know what? Some of them are kind of difficult to get into. There should be an openness, but it should not be a requirement. It should not be something that is forced. And one of the things that is kind of plaguing a lot of these arguments that we are seeing in 2017 is that people just want it to be forced upon people, and you know, they should learn some decency, or it should be enforced. They should be fired if they don't do what we say, or they should be killed if they don't do what we say. You know, they're looking at it from a very, you know, do things my way or pay, whenever it just should be a suggestion that leads to a conversation that hopefully leads to information, and then there you go. Oh man, this is woo, woo. A little bit of that neoclassical right in there. A little bit of that neoclassical right in there. Not too much of it. But then they just go into full story mode with their instruments. Abyss of the Void's so good. Oh my god. Hey, he does what he has to do to survive. That is all that Anthony does, as far as I know. So if he loses that, he's in trouble. I could be wrong about that, though. He might have other things going down that are helping him out, but that's kind of the gamut of anybody who's on YouTube. You know, that's why this whole, this whole big demonetization thing that was going on in 2017 was such a big deal. You could say I'm a little biased towards Frog. I really, really like Frog, I will say. But at the same time, I can admit whenever something from a Frog group is just okay, you know? Like, a lot of people love that Prospect album, The Illuminated Sky, with the exception of the vocals. I still think that there's work to be done, you know? It's still a good album. But there's still a little bit more that can be done to make it exceptional. Oh, you talking with Frankie too? So have I, Gyro. Frankie's pretty neat, actually. He's a pretty neat dude. You really have listened to it. You really do understand. Oh shit. What? I don't even have anything up. Oh my god. Michael, let me take a look on that. Apparently everything is just dead. Well, I did now. Hope this helps. Hey, it's all good. Yeah, I just got it. Michael, we have $10 for Michael. Says, love your videos. Been a CKN follower since 2009. Glad you're still here. Hope this helps. Sure does. Every little bit helps. Hey, Michael, which of those incentives to the left of the screen there is this going to go to? Which of those incentives that are still active is this heading toward? It's our first donation of the day. Wow. Pretty late to the party right now. That's okay. Great video. Alright, Michael, thank you very much once again. We have $10 that's going to that voted rant video. That puts it at 47 out of the 500. There's still a long way to go there. Still a long way to go there. I know why all y'all are just being silent about all this. It's because that striptease has already been reached. You guys accomplished what you wanted to accomplish. Hey, we still have a week left, folks, and we need to get that mystery. We need to get that mystery prize. We need to get that one in. And I'll tell you why. That way we can get Wobbin's awesome gifts to one of you guys. Will the incentives be continued after the Stream-a-Thon? Nope. That is incorrect. At the end of the Stream-a-Thon, if they are not reached, then they are discontinued. What score did I give the Astonishing if I had to review it again? On the... Well, I gave it basically on my new scale. I gave it like a... God. Like a 24 or a 25. Oh, but I do. I think so. Right now, I would probably give the Astonishing a 14 out of 30. It's that severe of a drop. Like, it's barely average. Like, I hate to say that, but it is certainly one that has dropped quite a bit. Here's a little secret for you. It's 2017. I listened to it again. I want to say right around the 1 year anniversary of the album dropping. I have not touched it since. Have I ever seen Ozzy Osbourne or Black Sabbath? Yes. Yeah, I've been to a number of Ozfests. Which I know some people will say, that doesn't count. Well, guess what? Yeah, it does. They're stupid. It's time to break free! Astonishing deserves an 11 out of 30. I'm being nice, damn it! Ah! Gamma's my boy. Gamma needs to be on the show to be my conscience. He needs to be the reviewer that whenever I'm listening to something, I think this is like a 14, but like it's a fucking 11 and you know it. I would just be like, yeah. Don't be nice. We need you to be an asshole. We need you to be the asshole we fell in love with. You're not the same person as you used to be. Ow! Never. We are already at the last track. This is, oh man, what a trip down memory lane for one. Really, really cool. Favorite Exodus song? Shroud of Urine is one of my favorites. I like a lot of stuff off of the Atrocity Exhibition, or the Atrocity Exhibition. So I feel like my brain has like destroyed that and it's wrong. War is My Shepherd's phenomenal. Oh man. Don't be nice to DT. Those pack of assholes, they wouldn't think they're better than everybody else. Well, here's what I think of them. It's an 8. It's an 8 out of 30. You're on par with 6 feet fucking under. Gotta go like onto that full like troll mode, where you literally sound like the troll that's coming out from underneath the bridge. In order for you to pass, you must serve. Take 2. Solve my riddles 3. Use this album as a goddamn coaster. Use it as a frisbee. Hell, have your dog take a big ol' shit on it. Just don't pick it up. I think Lulu had a really good concept in mind, but the execution was just flawed. That's all. That's all it really was. It was really disjointed in places. It really serves... It serves Lou Reed's style, honestly. Somebody said to me, you know, the biggest problem with Lulu is that it's not a Metallica album. It's a Metallica and Lou Reed album. Like, Lou Reed, like, pissed all over Metallica and basically told them, well, that thing where you're a good band, you're not. Not on this album. That's not how that happened. It was going to be different. It was going to be different. I would say these days I'd probably softened on it a little bit. I will say this to discourage anybody who might have any ideas in their noggin. For me to listen to Lulu on stream is $100. That's no questions asked. That is no questions asked. But don't forget, Lou Reed's also the one responsible for Metal Machine Music, which is essentially 60 minutes of just guitar feedback. Arguably seen by many as the worst album ever made. And I will say that they ain't fucking around. Metal Machine Music is It's maddening. It is maddening. Gyro, man, you have the patience of a saint, and your brain must just poop out insanity. I love it. I'm so glad you're a fan. I'm so glad. I'm so glad y'all are here. Transformer is pretty good, I will say. It's been an age since I've listened to that. I'll have to try to return to that sometime in my life soon. Well, here we are. Again, were you looking for a review of this or nah? Now the Contortionist album's on my list. It's on my list, man. I'm very behind, Opa. I am incredibly behind. There you go, ladies and gents. That is Land of the Free by Gamma Ray. All 13 magical, majestic, tremendous tracks. Yes, please a review. Okay, Gamma Angel. That is no problem. Question, I'm planning on going to the nearest FOA in my area after I save a bit of money. Ideas of what you can hunt for. All depending on your area. Probably not much, to be perfectly honest. A lot of them no longer have metal sections and have become basically glorified versions of Hot Top. But if that's all that you have in your area, I would look for anything that's really recent. They may have, like my store didn't have the new Wolves in the Throne Room. So the only new releases that they had was the Marilyn Manson and then the Cold Dark Place Mastodon EP. Oh my god. Look at this review that I didn't even take a break. Oh god, my legs are killing me. I need to walk around for a little bit. That is the bad part about having really bad legs. And that's what that phone call, why that phone call pisses me off. I just finally got on good medicine. Really, really good medicine that actually helps me. And my goddamn insurance won't cover it. My copay would be like hundreds of dollars. So I have to go back to a drug that is not as effective. And I literally have no choice in this matter because I can't afford a multi-$100 copay in the slightest. So, as they say in the business, that fucking blows. That fucking blows some serious ass. Alright. Those are the wrong damn glasses. Hey, you can win these. They're part of the mystery prize. Signed CKN sunglasses? Man, who doesn't want that? Probably people that are really, like, allergic to stuff that's come off people's faces. I can understand that, though. I can understand why you wouldn't want that. That would be kind of, like, that'd be gross. Alright. We are ready, steady, go. Man, how about that? Things were left perfectly, except for the amount of battery that's left, which means that this may be short. Try to fly through this as quickly as we can. One little thing. One little thing is a casual reminder. This release really takes us down memory lane all the way back to 1995. It's the fourth release from Gamma Ray entitled Land of the Free. This is a disc that really came from one of the high points of my battery dying. God damn it. One of the high points of my battery dying. The best time in music ever. Let me guess. It's being fashioned for something else. Of course it has. Which means, where's my fucking cord at? There it is. Whatever this is. Sorry. Actually, I'm not really all that sorry. I don't care. I'm kind of an asshole. I'm kind of mean. This nice crotch shot is brought to you by Gamma. Let's see when this album is. Oh. Try that again. Boy, oh day, does this album kind of take me back. You know, go back to the memory lane a little bit, all the way back to 1995. An 11-year-old CKN would have been the 11-year-old that would have checked out this album, which is Land of the Free by Gamma Ray. This is coming at a time in the 1990s where power metal overseas is certainly doing quite well, and it's a spot in history where you can really see power metal starting to really swell and get a lot of great bands sort of their first couple of albums underneath their belts. Either that, or in this case, really start to hit their stride. With Gamma Ray's album here, with Land of the Free, you definitely can tell where the sound has already been solidified, and you know exactly where Gamma Ray is kind of going with things, but they still are able to hit you with surprises, like on this album. Like having the longest track be the first song with Rebellion in Dreamland. And this is just a fantastic way to start off this album. It sets up the story and really sets up all of the events that are going to take place on the remainder of this semi-conceptual album, and it gives it a lot of earth, it gives it a lot of real movement, it gives it a lot of fluidity right there from the start. These are 8.5 minutes that are not meant just to set up a story that is, you know, very blandly. It's instead one that's going to use its kinesis. It's going to use those power metal riffs, that aggressive shredding, and that fantastic double drumming that just gives it a lot of power. It gives it a lot of oomph right along the way. In the middle part of the 90s, this was a little bit commonplace, setting things up in this variety, but Gamma Ray always seemed to feel like they had a leg up, and it always seemed like right from the start they stood alongside of peers such as Blind Guardian, and it's because, obviously, of the membership that they actually shared at one point. But either way, with that, throughout this album, the surprises that you begin to receive from the band is the way in which neoclassical riffing is able to sprout itself in from time to time in order to really break some of the monotony, but at the same time also the way in which the storytelling element is handled. You have a couple of shorter tracks that are used to be sort of bridges between one track to the next. And while we have seen things like this before, such as on, you know, Nightfall in Middle Earth, for example, by Blind Guardian, this was where Gamma Ray was able to really take their story and showcase it as a linear style novel, or a linear style, you know, expression. And that's one of the strengths that is really possessed by Land of the Free. It's an album that is not only strong musically in its material, but also it's very strong in the way in which it's put together. Remember what I've said for years and years, how the flow of the album is very much like a river. This is one that is able to get from point A to point B very smoothly. However, the events that take place within that smooth ride, that's where your rocks, that's where your silts, that's where your dams, that's where your hurricanes, that's where all of the problems really lie. But that's okay. That's simply plot of a story. That's got nothing to do with the overall flow of the album, which is actually very, very well done. Land of the Free is a great example that these German power metalers, should I say, had a lot of gas in the tank. They had a lot of ideas in their brains. The album cover is super duper cool, and you would see examples of that also with albums such as Power Plant, and later on with No World Order. They had the it factor, and power metal fans were eating it up and loving it, and they were becoming a very well-respected power metal band. And an album such as Land of the Free is able to really solidify that, really set it in stone based off of how they were able to handle the concept record. And they did that with Land of the Free extremely well. We, of course, got a sequel later on down the line, in fact, much later on down the line. But either way, we were very happy with this one whenever it came, and we still are happy with it today. This is an album that if you don't know much about power metal, I would certainly recommend it to see if it is something that is directly for you. It's not like listening to Twilight Force and immediately getting assaulted with some very, very random things that you certainly didn't expect, and certainly sounds like the purveyors of such such bands are having a little bit too much fun, with their cosplay or whatever the hell they're doing. They're LARPing. But this is a band that definitely is a great introduction to power metal alongside of groups such as Blind Guardian. However, Land of the Free might be a great example as to what power metal can deliver. It's not necessarily just aggressive sounding, speed metal. This also has a lot of, heart to it, and you're going to get a little bit of everything whenever you pick this one up. So I highly recommend it. I know it's from '95, and we're here in 2017, so we're 22 years in the future, but it's still a great album today, and one that you should pick up if you have the opportunity. Gamma. Gamma, I need your help. I'm stupid. I need a reminder, Gamma, of the name of that, Twilight Force album that we listened to. I need that. I might be able to grab it on my phone quicker than you get this message. But I forgot to record that small little blip. I feel like it's just like whispering in your ear. Hey, psst, psst. Tales of Ancient Prophecies. Thank you. I have a neat little concept for this, I think. Oh, hey there. Listen, you need to listen to Twilight Force's Tales of Ancient Prophecies. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Put it up on the screen. Big letters. Big fucking letters. Just listen to it. I'm not going to tell you why. I have no reason to tell you why. Listen, it's power metal. And I know that we don't cover a lot of power metal on this channel, but you need to listen to this album. You need to listen to this album. And don't be cheap with it. Don't be cheap with it. Listen to 2 minutes of the first song and say that you listen to it. I will know. I will know. Listen, this is the only album out there, I think, that has a way for me to be able to tell who has listened to it all and who hasn't. So, listen to this album and tell me what you think about it in the comments. I'm not going to review it. This is Discovery Hour. This is on you. You need to scoop this out. This is great. Holy shit. Okay. Let me know. I should really do Cold Dark Place while I'm here, shouldn't I? Yeah, I really ought to. We'll do that one too right before the break, and then I'm going to have to take a break. Because I'm going to die if I don't. I am going to die if I don't. God damn it. Help me. I'm choking on poo-poo. I don't know. T-Can's a little odd today. So while we don't have a brand new full length from Mastodon to talk about, after all, we just did that a couple of months ago. Jeez, what more the heck do you guys want? We do have this EP. This EP, Cold Dark Place, is actually just like getting a brand new studio album, considering these are 4 tracks that aren't covers or anything like that. They've never been before heard, and they came from some different and varying places, 2 in particular. And those 2 would be the sessions between of Once More Around the Sun and one that was during the sessions of Emperor of Sand. And what's interesting about it is how the difference in writing does sometimes show itself a little bit between these two. Now, this is only a 4-track EP, Cold Dark Place by Mastodon, and it is something that is pretty neat. Some people feel that this is their best work since an album such as Crack the Sky. We're going to take a look at this and see what we think. North Side Star for the first cut here is the longest song on the album. It's 6 minutes and 10 seconds long, and this is easily one of the strangest ideas that Mastodon has concocted. Trying to utilize higher vocals to their advantage in quite a bit of this, the overall construction of this song is pretty well met. However, the vocal line or whatever idea or concept that they had for that side of the track just feels all over the place. It is until about 4 minutes in where we get the break in the action and actually start to get to just an instrumental section that includes a killer guitar solo, where the song really feels like it comes together, but it is really held down a little bit by those opening couple of minutes. I can understand why this was cut from the record, which was Once More Around the Sun, because it's just one that doesn't feel like it's all that hype. Blue Walsh, on the other hand, a 5 minute and 12 second long track. I'm really shocked it didn't make it in. This is a really strong song that has just a catchy rhythm and feels like it's very suitable for what the band was going for at that time. So I'm really shocked that Blue Walsh wasn't able to make it onto the final product. It's a really strong song, probably the strongest on the album. I really like what they did with Blue Walsh a lot, and encourage that if you haven't heard anything off of this yet, to scope out that song in particular. Although Toe to Toes is off, it's a little bit newer as opposed to everything else. This is the one that was from the Emperor of Sand sessions, and it's a pretty good track, but you can notice between Blue Walsh and Toe to Toes the difference in writing style, how it starts to go a little bit more closely to the progosphere as opposed to sticking around the psychedelic lands that Once More Around the Sun and other albums from the past, such as The Hunter, really were able to exhibit. But with Toe to Toes, it's a little bit more closely aligned to Emperor of Sand, and I have a feeling that this got cut because it didn't really fit in with the storyline too well, even though it may have had lyrics that were kind of shifting toward that direction. On the musical side, it feels like it has that same sort of prog meets, sludgy, or, whatever you want to call it, psychedelic expression. But you can just tell by listening to this and then going back and listening to, say, Jaguar God or any of the other cuts from Emperor of Sand, that Toe to Toes just feels like it's sort of the outside, the person that's on the outside looking in, the outlier, the one that's looking in through the window wishing that it could be a part of the party, but, well, wasn't invited. It's still a good song, that's the thing. I don't want to feel like I'm bashing the track all of that much, but you can kind of understand why some of these are B-sides, and Toe to Toes is one of them where I understand why it was a B-side to Emperor of Sand. Cold Dark Place finishes this off. It's a great 6-minute track. They end with a really strong cut that has, once again, fantastic musicianship. I feel the whole thing sort of came together very nicely. It might just be an idea that felt like it was a bit too weak for the remainder of Once More Around the Sun. But honestly, alongside of Blue Walsh, I could see Cold Dark Place really have making it, maybe being bonus tracks that you would have gotten on a second disc or something. Or they had some time that they could have used, but they were maybe afraid that it was going to make the album too long, and these 2 tracks were cut, but I think that they could have been utilized in that fashion, and it would not have disrupted that album all that much, considering Once More Around the Sun was a bit of a strange bird to tame to begin with. Overall, it's a pretty decent EP. I really like what they were able to do with some of this work. But again, like I said, you can also understand why some of this stuff are B-sides, why they were just workings, and perhaps things that didn't make it to the albums in which they were slated to be on. I would give this EP, as like a 6 out of 10. I'm not really reviewing this officially. I just wanted to let you know of its existence, as well as also discuss some of the tracks a little bit. I think that you should pick it up and check it out. It's really, it's a neat listen, and it's always neat to hear what the bands don't consider to be good enough for their records, because maybe you agree or maybe you disagree. Either way, it builds a catalog. It builds a catalog of songs, and who doesn't want more tracks from their favorite bands? That's all that I can say. Scope it out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm coverkillernation. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care. 3 videos in like 15 to 20 minutes. To demand. It'll now take me like 3 weeks to get those videos out. Oh God, the legs, they hurt a lot. Okay, it is break time for Cheesy because my kneesies hurt. For Cheesy, my kneesies. If you like seeing live reviews, give me a hell yeah, then donate. We're trying to get 2K. Actually, we are going to get 2K, unless y'all just are tired. And it's done. No, that wasn't what I wanted. Oh, shit. Oh, God damn it. Oh, God damn it. I see that Lauren is here. How you doing? How's it going? There's our hashtag right there, get 2K. I need to take a short break. I can mark off Gamma Ray from our list of albums. And really, whenever I come back, we might be just around at the time where we can pop on Houdini, finish that up, and then maybe we might actually be able to get to one of Justin's other albums tonight. Either that or we may just, I'll talk about it with him. Maybe we'll do some song requests for donations and give you guys the opportunity to command the show a little bit. Because I know with all of these albums, it sometimes can be a bit frustrating, where it feels like you don't have the ability to command the show at all. Don't get a chance to maybe show some of the things that you talk about in chat. But anyway, I need to get you guys a little bit of music to hear while I am gone. You know what? I have Mastodon loaded up. I have Mastodon preloaded right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and play that EP for you guys. Not the whole EP. But we'll start off, and you can maybe talk about it a little bit in chat. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of that video whenever it gets posted, please. Let's make it get to 1 million views. Share it to the president. Tell him that I'm unpatriotic. Me. Anyway, I'll be back shortly. Don't leave. Please don't leave. I love all of you. I am not far. Hi, everything. I'm here. Alright, folks. Welcome to hour number 3 of Slay Cancer Stream-a-Thon day number 27. All that incest. Are you talking like that, I did my stepsister, or I did my blah blah blah, or whatever? I just don't know. I just have no idea what's going on with all that. It's a very strange era of pornography. Damn, Twilight Forest, Tales of Ancient Prophecies is really cool. There's person number 1. Hey, Paul, thank you. Thanks for checking that out, dude. And there are still things that will prove that you have listened to that album. You may not have gotten that. You may not have gotten there yet. You've only heard the song Korea from Deftones. You should definitely examine them a little bit more. They're pretty darn good. They're pretty darn good. Whenever I leave, it always goes to porn. Ah, well. I've watched some of it too in my day. Still do from time to time. I don't know though. A lot of that stuff over there is getting a little... It seems like that's the whole, like, slew of it. Like, everything they promote is like, Daddy's not at home, so I'm going to fuck his wife. Or, when Mommy's away, Daddy and I play. Or, you know, I fucked my stepsister while she was, like, while her finger was caught in a pencil sharpener. I don't know. It's really strange. It's a weird era. Weird era. And, you know, people, what happened to the old days where you just fucked your real estate agent, your pizza delivery person, and, like, I don't know, the dude that came over to fix your electric? Like, have we exited that era because it's been too cheesy and, like, there's nobody out there that actually fulfills that role? Like, Channing Tatum is not out there just, you know, demanding that you pay your cable bill and you're able to get out of it by being like, well, Channing, I got something for you to say young to. Anyway. We's back. We's in hour numero 3. This hour we'll probably have the ending of Houdini from the Melvins. And then we may either begin another one of Justin's albums, though I'm leaning a little bit more toward doing donations for song requests, since I will probably be departing at around 6:30. Like I said, my uncle is in from Florida. I would like to go over and socialize a little bit with him and that part of the family. I'm not quite sure how long he's going to be in town. And I have not seen that man and his wife, my Aunt Sally, in roughly about 9 years. It's been a long freaking time since I've seen him. And the last time, whenever he last left town, I was not in a very good place and not in a very good state. So I definitely would like to showcase the betterment of life. You know what I'm saying? Thank God. Gee, thank God you 2 plumbers arrived. My pipes need cleaning. I can't afford to pay you 2 in cash, but however can I make it up to you? It'd be really funny if it was on the other side, which they do. You know, they do. It's like, well, I'm a little short on cash right now. Oh, don't worry. By the time I leave, I'll be paid in full. It's the best bargain I ever found. Demlick. I found Demlick's first out, their album for $1. I found Demlick's album, Nespeth, for $1. It was $1. For as much as that album's been talked about with its gurgling, burpy vocals. Oh man. It's just, you can't beat whenever you get an album for $1. There's like, you know, there's stuff I've been able to get for nothing, you know, as deals. Like, I've gone to like flea markets, and there have been folks that have been selling CDs where I buy you know, a good number of them. And there's another one that I'm like thinking about, and I'm like putting it down because I don't have enough money, and they just say to me, listen, just take the puppet. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm trying to get rid of it. The Discord app information, Mitchell, I will get that for you. Give me just a moment. I don't understand why every time I type now, I get a little noise. It goes beep. I don't get it. I don't want it. It's in my head now and it bothers me. I need to do a little bit more with the... We need to do a little bit more with the Discord. We have about 13 people over there. Let me get that information. It is going to be where this community is going to, I think, migrate a little bit. Oh, you know what? I do have a really good deal. I got a big Dream Theater box set for $5. Like, I'm talking like a really, really big Dream Theater box set. I got it for $5. In fact, I bought 2 of them. It was such a good deal, I bought 2. I was like, you know what? Y'all just gonna give me this shit for next to nothing? I will take 2. You can find some pretty decent deals if you look around. You know, eBay is a thing, obviously, where you might be able to score some pretty good deals. I wish that I could find some, like, reliable Bernard Cornwell books for next to nothing. Like, if I could get 4 of them for, like, $2. But all of those usually involve editions that have been used, and you're never quite too sure what you're going to get with those. And plus, I'd rather just stick to Amazon as opposed to going to half-price books or something like that. I've had a couple editions come from half-price books looking in really, really bad shape, and I've not been satisfied. Wobbin, I'm hoping that this is going to last about another hour and a half. If I'm out of here at 6:30, it'll be a blessing, because I have things that I, like I said, would like to do. I may have to cancel a little, you know, this or that. You know, we did get three videos done just now, which is good. There's a lot of stuff that still needs to be done. Not a damn bit of it, aside from Mastodon, has been for this past weekend. Which, God. It'll be off for a little bit soon. Hey, that's all good, Robin. It's all good. Started a little late today. Tomorrow's stream will be a late one. It'll be between 4 and 8 o'clock. And then Wednesday we'll be back to our, hopefully, normal, regularly scheduled time of early in the afternoon. So I'm really hoping that we're able to get back into the swing of things. We have only 4 days left after today of the Slate Cancer Stream-a-Thon. So we have only 4 days left. Can't believe it. It's actually kind of nuts to believe that on Friday we will be done with our 31-day streams for the Slate Cancer Stream-a-Thon, and all we'll have left is the 12-hour finale. And we do still need that Caligula's Horse review, and Cradle of Filth, and a lot of other stuff, like Foo Fighters, and maybe the new Killers album, which I did get a chance to listen to. It's interesting, to say the least. I really like Wonderful, Wonderful, the title track, the very first cut on the album. It kind of sounds like the Killers listened to a lot of Depeche Mode and decided to try like a little weird, like, electro-prog. It was really neat. The rest of the album, though, is kind of like, it's not too bad. You know what I mean? It isn't too bad. Is it a Luvite album review coming? I have no idea. That is probably a no. That is probably a no. The Xanthroid, did you listen to part 1 or part 2? Ah, well, that answers that question. You listen to part 1. Because part 2 is, I hear part 2 kind of sticks with some of those themes, but may accomplish them a little bit better. Because part 1 was just okay. I didn't want to talk about it, honestly. I had an offer to, and I was like, you know what, I got other stuff going down, so it's... Well, part 2, oh, okay, it's not out to the public yet. It's out to other people. Xanthocroid. Xandochondria. Oh, well, I've been hitting on Lauren. Yeah, well, that's life, I guess. Life in the stream, it never changes. I need to... I'm almost out of beverages. That's bad. That's really gnarly. Not cool with that. Not cool with that. So yeah, we're just waiting right now on to see whether or not Justin has made it home yet. Which of course he will announce with the donation because he can't speak. He apparently can't talk in chat because of PlayStation. You know, you can't do it on PlayStation, which, well, kind of stinks that you have to donate in order to communicate with me. But he's also been incredibly generous. What can really be said about it? What can really be said about it? I'm floored by the fact that we have a couple of folks that are responsible for nearly half of the amount that we have gotten so far in the Slick Answer Stream-a-Thon. Without you guys, we would be, oh boy, we would be circling the wagons like we would have just passed $1,000. To give you a little bit of a reality check there, because between Eric and Justin, that is $765. That is $765. So, man, oh man, that is what you call dedication. That's what you call loving the cause and really being floored by the cause. I hope the heck, Justin, if you are here, if you can hear me, I hope that you still will love me enough whenever it's just help CKN eat. How are you doing? Oh boy! Next thing I know, we're gonna hear that people in the CKN chat are getting married. I'm gonna be the new Christian Mingle. This is gonna be the new OK Cupid. It's gonna be the new FarmersOnly.com. Are you a single in my area? If so, please call this number. Visit my website, www.iwouldliketodateyou.org. Oh my gosh. Now everyone's doing their best porn audition. That's what you call striptease too, magic. Hey, just wait. Just wait until the striptease actually happens, and there'll be like 70 or 80 people in here, and then all of a sudden the watch count will go from that to like 6. It'll go from like that to like Lurch, Static, Wobbin, Clemmy, everybody else. Necro, I don't want to know what kind of porn you would do because that would be probably very illegal. It would be illegal in several states, countries, planets, areas. People would think that my porn involved, you know, a good time and then death. Like, he seduces them, he gives them everything that they want, you know, he gives them the loving that comes straight from the oven, and then he just kills them. Like a praying mantis, a female praying mantis, you know. I use you for your body, and then I kill you. Next Stream-a-Thon needs a sex tape tier. Oh Christ! Who would be my partner? Who's volunteering to be the partner in the sex tape? I regrettably ask this question. Who's wearing the wig? Is it okay to be in the metal but not like most of the metal subculture? Bullet Farmer? No. No, that's actually not a bad thing at all. Because the metal subculture is really starting to get kind of crappy. What am I talking about, dude? Lauren, stuff. Just whistle. Just whistle while you work. That's all I'll say. Oh my god. Things have devolved. We've all devolved into our most basic and carnal forms. The pure alpha is starting to arise. Soon we will be doing nothing more but grunting and hitting each other with rocks. And you can, just look at all of us and say, they were so nice until, the porn took them. Not album reviewer in action, oh god. There's the meme right there. There's the meme right there. You don't need anything else. Lindsay Lohan would be my partner. Ouch. I feel like I just got kicked in the balls. I listen to the middle of a basic white girl who enjoys lattes and yoga. Lauren Elizabeth reminds me of one of my former best friends, who's still a friend of mine, but life has gotten in the way. She's got a boyfriend that she's all into, and I'm over here doing my thing, and so we don't get a chance to hang out all that much. But she likes her pumpkin spice, and she loves her Halloween, her decorations and pumpkins. She's the pumpkin queen. She's into Lana Del Rey, and also reads books about erotic art. I don't know. It's weird. She's a basic white bitch. She just doesn't want to admit it. I'm not hating on pumpkin spice. Yo, I've had pumpkin spice cookies. Those are delicious. Pumpkin spice cookies are amazing. I don't care. Don't call me a basic white girl. I'll just go tee hee, and you will shut up quick. I'll just go tee hee. Oh, when did you notice? Oh, you sure are a big strong man. Big strong with all those. Well, they're not muscles. It's definitely fat, but we'll save the muscles for right now. Ow. I need to find more drinks. You need to seek drinkage. I'm also wait, there's echo? Oh, it's perfect.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Teresa, and I'm here to ensure that you have the best night ever. I'm going to whisper suggestive things into your ears. Suggestive things such as,
Do it in the butt.
now, will you do that with me?
I'm gonna take care of this. Hold on. We're back. And we're back and better than ever. Yeah, well. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of echo. Echolocation. It's the only way I can find my food. Shut up. I am but a bat. The fuck was that sound? I don't know. My ambient prog metal is basically just... Yeah, there we go. That's it. I've never watched anything with Laura Jensen, so I don't know. Maybe. Ambient prog spoken word. We reached the top, the peak of the mountain. It had taken us days, but our small legs made the mountain a very lofty challenge. We finally reached the crest of the fat man's rolls as small little ants, hoping to find food, lost in a great world, unsure where to put down our farm. But at this point realizing we didn't want to leave that mountaintop, because future mountains lay, and we did not want to take the journey again, for we were tired.
Suck my balls, cat.
Anyway, man, I feel like I'm like hungry or like slowly dying. What the hell is going on? Well, we learned about Mormonism by watching this South Park episode. That's correct. That's how Mormonism is. That's how it exists. Anybody who tells you any differently is a liar. And probably a Mormon. Probably a Mormon. It's time to have a power bar. Okay, that Scientology episode was on point, though. What do the kids say these days? That Scientology episode was on fleek. Is that what they say? Or is that just for, like, hair? Like, my hair is on fleek. That shirt is on fleek. Oh my god, that forest fire is on fleek. I don't know. What's my favorite South Park episode? That's a really good question. The Warcraft episode is really good. The one where they were junior detectives was fucking insane. Jesus. I really like a lot of stuff in the first couple of seasons where it had nothing to do with things that were going on in the real world. Like Cartman's birthday party, where Kyle gets some fucking ants in the pants. It's hysterical. That's amazing. I still look that up. Imagination Land was pretty good too. Man, y'all are starting to talk about food, and this little bar doesn't feel like enough. And this is a photo of me with what appears to be a penis in my mouth. The new metal Invader Zim guy. Invader Zim was pretty alright. Awesome-O is pretty darn good. I also like the one where Cartman decided to hang himself on the cross. That one was pretty good too. I missed a call that only took place in 4 seconds. If that. I don't even know if it took like 4 microseconds. Like the number was trying to pop up on my phone to show that the call was coming in, and it was just like, nope, I'm done. I'm just done. Music talk, fuck that shit. Music's stupid. Let's talk about everything else. Oh my god, who's caught up on keeping up with the Kardashians? I've not been keeping up. Mostly because I never started. They decided to go running somewhere. I just decided to go the other direction. You know. Figured we'd meet up eventually. Halfway around the world. How are the Real Housewives of Saratoga doing? Remind me never to vacation in Saratoga. I watch MMA or boxing? Nah. I don't watch either of them. I used to watch boxing for a little bit. But, yeah. Not enough hours in the day, dude. Not enough hours in the day. See, I heard the opposite. I heard the new Wonder Woman movie was okay. But, I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't really want to. Yeah, I really don't. I have no desire to see the new Wonder Woman movie. And there are albums I don't get exactly hyped up for either. Like the new Stream-a-Thon album. I might review it. I doubt it. I might not even listen to it. I really don't care. I don't dislike them. It's not high up on my priority list. Like, I dug the new It movie. I like that a lot. I'm really hoping that the Blade Runner movie ends up being really good. I'm really, really hoping that that new Blade Runner movie doesn't really fall flat. Like, I'm scared that with that Blade Runner movie, it's going to be like we've seen the best parts, and the rest of the movie's trash. I'm really scared that that's going to happen. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think there'll be a certain amount of reverence really played there. I hope so. I hope there is at least. I mean, how the fuck hard is it to, you know, screw up a Blade Runner movie? Why are a lot of metalheads so hard to please? I don't know. That's like asking why are a lot of pop fans retards? I can tell you why a lot of pop fans are retarded in the eyes of many people. They enjoy the music, they say it's their jam, but music isn't like their supreme passion. You know what I mean? They hear it on the radio a lot, so it's familiar to them. That's what it mostly is. It's got nothing to do with actually being retarded or an airhead or anything like that. They're more focused on, you know, their makeup, or they're more focused on, you know, maybe a craft or a skill or going out. And, you know, there's other things in life. Oh, excuse me. Alright, Stag, give it a go, man. Yeah. There's so many different types and styles of music out there, too. And there's an overabundance of bands right now, so either way, you are going to be not able to listen to everything, for sure. What is going on with the NFL this year? Like, I legitimately need to know if maybe, like, Bizarro NFL showed up. Although I am pissed about Houston not being able to hold that lead against, you know, Roger Goodell's Patriots. You know, the Tom Brady Ass Suck Association. They expect Tom Brady to be protected. That way Roger can have his hot, passionate love with him every night. Just 10 Americans at a time all playing simultaneously. Oh, Christ. That would be ridiculous and absurd. You know what was kind of funny, Lurch? Whenever I was over at my parents' place, because we watch the Steeler games every year, after it was over, I was just kind of scanning through the channels, and what did I see on ESPN2 but a CFL football game? I was on a freaking CFL football game. It was like Calgary versus Saskatchewan, or damn it. It was the Stampeders versus the... I'm trying to remember their names. Crap. That was interesting, to say the least. I don't really want to get too deep into it, Lauren, but a lot of NFL games yesterday, there were a lot of players that took a knee during the national anthem in protest, or like the Pittsburgh Steelers spent it in the locker room, supposedly, which actually what happened there was that they were right there by the tunnel. Like, you could actually, like, if you looked down the tunnel, you could see them. And Alejandro Villanueva actually walked up through the tunnel and stood. And everybody on the Steelers, they were standing. It was really bizarre. It's just really bizarre. This is a regret. Whenever it comes to this whole scenario, it's an instant regret. Because people are going absurdly nuts over it, and they are undermining everything. And first of all, it shouldn't be happening. Second of all, who fucking cares? Third of all, why do you need the national anthem or anything like that at a sports game anyhow? I don't get it. Is it because if you do really, really good at the Olympics, they play your national anthem? Kneeling for political reasons is disrespectful to the flag and the country as a whole. Unfortunately, the thing is, Lurch, is that in America, the freedom that was actually fought for, that a lot of people want to neglect, is the freedom to take that choice, to take a knee. There's actually, in the Pittsburgh area, there's a 97-year-old World War II veteran, one of the last remaining World War II veterans that is in this area, who wants to take a knee in support of all of the folks that are protesting. And the man fought for that same, for the freedom, and he said, I fought for the ability to, for these little protests or these things to occur, so. No one in Canada is taking a seat at hockey games. Yeah, well, you guys have a really cool theme song. That's great. Oh, Canada. Maybe that's how we need to start off the new national anthem of America. Because we're going to change this country's name to America. A-M-U-R-I-K-A apostrophe. And that national anthem will say something like, I don't know. We in the USA, we in the USA, yay, 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 we in the USA. I don't know. Yeah, leave politics out of it. Oh, I'm 100% with that. I don't get why. I really don't understand why it became a massive issue. I feel almost like it's become a way to get attention back towards sports. Because NFL attendance has technically been dropping. NASCAR attendance has been dropping. Dale Earnhardt Jr. just announced his support to the protesters. But he can do basically whatever he wants because he's retiring, so he can just walk away and be like, bye, fuckers. Yeah, bye. Yeah, sports are just supposed to be for fun. Oh, God. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be some big old representation of the country because, first of all, as we've just discussed, we're talking other places in the world. CFL. I mean, y'all don't have, like, 30 teams, but do you need 30 teams? No. How many big cities, like legit big cities, are in, how many legit big cities are there in Canada, like, that could actually support a professional team? You know, I hate to say that because, I just hate to say it. It sounds rude. When I see that there's, like, more markets probably for hockey than there would be for football. Especially in Ontario. Ontario looks like it'd be a really big hotbed. Like, they could have their own league. Or at least their own, like, NHL division. Like, I feel like there could be its own division. But anyhow, we do have a donation over here, and it is from Justin. Justin is in the building. He is in the house. And he is a card. Well, I think that our discussions about South Park have certainly made an impact. I think they have certainly made an impact. Oh, come on. Oh, that's... Because we have a very, very awesome song, I think, to listen to. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks to the $4 that we have just gotten from our top spot, our reigning, defending, and, you know, all the rest of that stuff, world champion. He has $4. And Justin has a very simple request for everybody. Well, for me at least. The request, first of all, is to put this toward number 8. For the mystery giveaway, which we will do. But then his song that he has requested, he says, play Detachable Penis by King Missile. So, let's do it. Here's King Missile with their song, Detachable Penis. And this wonderful video, which is directly cut from 120 minutes. I'll see you later, Wobbin.
I woke up this morning with a bad hangover, and my penis was missing again. This happens all the time. It's detachable. This comes in handy a lot of the time. I can leave it home when I think it's going to get me in trouble, or I can rent it out when I don't need it. But now and then I go to a party, get drunk, and the next morning I can't, for the life of me, remember what I did with it. First I looked around my apartment and I couldn't find it, so I called up the place where the party was. They hadn't seen it either. I asked them to check.
People, Princess Cutie lives. What's up?
I leave it there sometimes, but not this time. So I told them if it pops up to let me know. I called a few people who were at the party, but they were no help either.
Well, I hope she's got nothing wrong with detachable penises.
I really don't like being without my penis for too long. It makes me feel like less of a man, and I really hate having to sit down every time I take a leak. After a few hours of searching the house and calling everyone I could think of, I was starting to get very depressed, so I went to the Kiev and ate breakfast. Then as I walked down Second Avenue to St. Mark's Place, where all those people sell used books and other junk on
How old is your sister?
I saw my
This should be hysterical.
next to a broken toaster oven. Some guy was selling it. I had to
Yeah, this is Starman. This is Starman from his tablet, not from his computer.
I was 17. I took it home, washed it off, and put it back on. I was happy again.
Princess Meme.
People sometimes
Princess of the memes.
permanently attached, but I don't know. Even though sometimes it's a pain in the ass, I like having a detachable penis.
Starman's sister wants to watch a lot of anime. Animation. Sometimes we say bad words in this chat. Sometimes we talk about Winona's big brown beaver while we're looking for our detachable penis. Inuyasha Kikomi! Inuyasha Kikomi! Inuyasha Kikomi! Ah! I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, CK. Yeah. Well, that was King Missile with detachable penis. But this also means that I know that that Justin is here. So that means that we can worry about, well, not worry about, but we can finish up Houdini today. That is definitely something that we can do. Of course, we'll probably have the unwanted guest of an advert or something to get that started back up. Who knows? Look around here, see what's going on. That's just how life kind of goes. What the? Listen to Sigh. Oh God. Look in my eyes, what do you see? Is Princess really 6? No. Evil Princess is secretly 4.5 years old. Yeah, this is not a good chat. We're bad people. Did them Crooked Vultures just rip off this riff? Maybe. They might have ripped it off. What song are you talking about? Oh, Lauren. Trying to wrangle and corral these damn kids. PG, it stands for pretty good. Keep it pretty good. Please do not swear on my profile, please. Hey, I'm 68. Yes! The girl is very correct. The girl is very correct. 68 years ago, I was brought to this land as a young baby. I came from another land. Hey, you watch your mouth, young lady. I'll put you in the corner. I remember CD players. I remember them. I never knew how to use it. I never knew how to use it. That was too complicated for me. I had to get my son, which, well, I didn't have a son, so it was really hard. I had to get help to get mine working. I had to pay some idiot $5 just to turn the fucker on. All I have to say is monsters are real, and I may or may not be one of them. Yo, I watch movies exclusively on, 16mm film things. My computer is an entire living room. Animu. Whoops. It went $5. Oh well. Our CM Punk gush moment is gone. It's done. Forever and ever. It's no longer here. I'll go back and find Houdini. If I can find Houdini. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'll play this just for fun. No, advertisers, no.
Lucky for me, there's some great gold.
Well, lucky for you. Shut the fuck up, you damn tiny green thing. You stupid tiny green thing. Wow, he's really good at mini golf, though.
Today.
I am the monster among cats. What? I don't know. Because we can. Yes, it is. Because now I'm just looking around and stuff. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, man. Oh, this could be great. Or it could really suck. We say from Malkala. I'm gonna play your video game music until y'all calm the fuck down. Until you calm the Franklin Delano Roosevelt down. Your mother and I have worked really hard to try to make this a nice place. I'm calm. Dude, I would totally love it if this was in a video game. It'd be great. Maybe I should striptease to this. This is what I'll striptease to. 8-bit Africa. Ah! This is 8-bit universe. Good stuff. By Pike Massey. Yeah? Oh, it's acoustic. Oh, man, that's gotta be good. Necroblast streamer with over 300k views. Damn it. Oh, that's hot right there. Okay, this only has 242,000 views. What a bunch of shit. This rules. This freaking rules. Ah, you went from Vector to this. Hell yes. Lord Beardiclus. That's funny. I'm enjoying this a little too much. I need more. I need more. What could possibly be next? More advertisers. No! We don't like advertisers around these parts. Unless they're on my videos. And then we gotta crank this. I don't even have to say a word. I have to go to my happy place, but this has been a shitty day, man. Everyone's just like, fucking it, I love it. I do have to go to my happy place, but man, what a day. So how about Lauren? After all of that, my prior auth got denied because my insurance just doesn't want to cover it, and they want to give me a copay of like $200 for the medicine. So no bueno. I can't juggle. I love this song before GTA 5 came out, and then a bunch of plebes started listening to it. I thought it was because of Family Guy. Nope. Because I'm just on, basically, it's UPMC for you. The generic is just GABA package, so I'm just going to go back to that. The only difference is that it's not long acting. So I'm basically just going back to that. It sucks. But oh well. Yeah, it's alright. It'll be fine. Welcome back, Mac. Okay, I promise you, after this, we are getting to Houdini. I promise you. Oh no, it's all just a comic book. No. But wait a minute, he's coming to life again. He's okay. They can fall in love now. It's so sweet. Everybody's so happy. Happiness. Anyway, we need to get back to where we were, what we were doing, what we were up to. I need to find it. I need to find it. There it is. Whoa. Gonna go back to Hack Me. Alright, and while this awesome song is playing again, I'm going to get some more beverage, because I'm out completely for the last half hour. I'll be right back. Yes, this is the Melvin's Jesus. It's King Fuzzo and his clan. Yeah, I got to talk to cool people. I got to talk to new people. We have another donation. As we listen to Skypup. I have to read this because it's great. I love it. Another dollar going into number 8. I have to read this one because it is too good. By the way, it's from Justin Neely, as you might imagine. Puts us at an even 18:45 for the marathon. It's been kind of a light day, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, excuse me. He says, and I quote. And I quote. Oh no. He doesn't say I know, I say I know. He says, if I paid Gene Simmons $50K to hang out with you and 20 of your friends, would I accept it? No. Pay me $50,000 and I'll do things that aren't shitty. Pay me $50K and I won't have a bad attitude. Well, unless you want me to, I guess. I don't know. No, man, don't give that man any more money. He doesn't need it. Because first of all, I'd have to find 20 friends. First of all, I gotta find 20 friends. Review my lamp for $100. Sold. Done. My lamp is a, first of all, it's not my lamp. But that's irrelevant. It's an owl. Owls are animals that exist in the animal kingdom. Review my balding head. $250. CK an apartment review. $5,000. I'm sorry. That is something where I'm just like, I'm not very pleased with that. It's not in a good place right now. Kind of messy. I would love to do like a reveal of the new studio once it gets the desk and everything, and then all of that stuff happens. But I'm actually thinking about doing something even crazier. I'm thinking about doing something even crazier, which would involve me moving around like almost everything in this goddamn room. And, well, that is going to be a hell of a job and a hell of a task, especially for a guy like me who, as you know, if I go too long, naturally my body just decides to rebel against me because of, the cysts behind my knees and the inflammation and everything like that. Review my bodily functions? Okay. I am pissing. Currently, it is a wonderful, naturally flowing piss. That's about natural yellow in color. I am currently hitting the backside of the toilet, right by where the water is, like right where the water ends, because whenever I was a kid, I knew that if I shot a basketball at that point of the hoop, it would naturally go in. Review my cats, be honest. Dude, okay. Okay, Gamma, I'm going to be completely and totally honest with all 3 of them. Okay? Like, I'm not even fucking around right now. Hold on. Alright, so. Mittens is 5 years old. He's a bit of a grouch at times, and honestly, he doesn't shut up. There are moments where he does not shut up or stop meowing. It's adorable at first, and sometimes you can make him meow by command. Like my girlfriend will sometimes say, talk to me, Mittens, and he'll do it. With me, it's almost like he just looks up at me and just instinctually does it, like he's saying hi to me, because I always said hi to him whenever I would see him, no matter what. Even if I had just seen him 5 minutes before and we just were walking past each other in the hallway, I'd say hello to him. So I think that's kind of like what inspired that interaction. He is very, lovey. He's almost obsessed with it. You know, he wants to rub up on everything. He wants to climb on you, and he wants to lie down next to you. He's kind of like a Sour Patch Kid. Starts, you know, he's sour at times, and then he's super duper sweet. His main problem is, of course, you know, he meows all the time. And he is a biter. So, even if he's getting what he wants, he will eventually just resort to biting your arm. It's a playful nip. It's not anything that's really horrible. But, he can get a little overly aggressive. And that was because, for 2 years of his life, he had to live out with my girlfriend's parents, and that house is in deplorable shape. It's horrible shape. So he basically survived not only on the food that was supplied to him, but also on like mice from outside and stuff like that. He was mostly an inside cat, but sometimes went outside. So he still has a little bit of that feral nature in him. A little bit, kind of, sort of, but not really. He's been sheltered long enough. But, Mittens is one of my best friends, though, because whenever I lost my job at the music store back in 2015, he would come in and he would hang out with me at night. He would either sit right here on the arm of the couch right next to me, or he would lay on me for most of the night. And he kind of kept me from going insane. He for real kept me from going insane. Pippin is the middle cat. He is the yellow and orange cat that has some longer hair, longer fur. He is very timid. Exceptionally sweet when he wants to be, but he doesn't want to be pet very often. He has to be in the mood, and whenever he's in the mood, he's overly aggressive about it. I don't know if he's like maybe a little, you know, bipolar, or I think he definitely had anxiety. We had to use a calming collar, actually, to chill him out and calm him down a little bit, to make him a little bit more less jumpy and less scared of things. I really don't know when that started, because he was very forthright and always wanted to sort of hang around whenever he was a kitten. But he has a very checkered, like, first couple weeks of life. He was found on the side of the road by friends of my girlfriend's, by himself, as a kitten, very, very young. We're talking like two, maybe 3 weeks old, in the rain. I mean, it is literally every tragic thing you could imagine. You know, he wasn't hurt or anything like that, but I think being separated from his mother too soon has definitely caused some issues, and I don't know, just a really rough early life for him. But he is easily he's the easiest cat to fall in love with out of the three of them. Like, he is a chick magnet. Whenever my tech department, Trish, whenever she came back for the first time in like years and was introduced to Pippin for the first time, she was glued to him like a magnet, and Pippin like took to her very, you know, quite a bit. So I don't know what that means. Maybe that means that, you know, I'm with the wrong person. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, Pippin is just a wonderful companion. Last year, in 2016, he represented a little bit of my resurrection, basically pushing back all of the through all of the events of 2015 and returning to form, getting back out into the world and being just as, you know, good or as better, or like I just go after things, you know. He very much represents my resurrection, or kind of my my power, I guess, you know. The power to have a really bad previous experience and then come out of it better. And then there's Nemo. Nemo is the black cat. He is huge. He is easily the longest of the cats, lengthwise. And he may, in fact, be the heaviest of the cats, even though he just turned 1 back in June. So he's still technically, like, he just exited kittenhood, really. And is now like that awkward phase between 1 and 2, where he's still kind of like figuring stuff out. He's very rambunctious. He is very curious. And whenever I say the other boys are lovable, Nemo is like cutely lovable. It's ridiculous. He will come right up to you. He is not shy. He will want to sit next to you. He will want to sit on you. He is a licker as well. He licks my hand, my arm. He licked my ear and sort of bit at my ear, almost like he was trying to nurse off of my ear for the first like 6 months or so that he was with us, which was adorable, which was absolutely adorable. But anyway, he's starting to get into the stage where he's a little bit, not so much destructive, but he's still not totally, I think, understanding of his size. He's starting to become a little bit more prone to meowing, and his curiosity is just the cutest thing. That picture that I showed you earlier in the stream, it's Nemo. So whenever he gets curious, his eyes get all big. He's like focused on nothing else but that, you know. He is... I said that Mittens is probably one of my best friends. He and Nemo are in direct competition. Nemo is basically like my child. He's like my son. But we're actually peers, you know. A lot of times whenever I have questions about life, or a lot of times if I have questions about what I'm doing and everything like that, if Nemo comes in and hangs out with me, I'm golden. So he basically represents a return to youthfulness and a return to understanding that simplicity in this world is a lot more important than all the things that we make into complex arguments. He basically, whenever he came to live with us last August, was whenever I dropped out of political conversation as a like first-hand thing, like, or I had to talk about it all the time, or like discuss the things that were going on. It was basically the time where I basically just checked out of pop culture conversation for the most part. And so if I get drawn in, I'm usually one that uses a very outside, very sort of sardonic or sarcastic attitude. I'm usually joking about it or being very direct about it, as opposed to commenting or talking about every little thing. It's because Nemo reminded me to go back to basics. You know, that as he was going back to the basics of kittenhood and learning, you know, how to live, it kind of taught me how to live a different way and a better way. So, there you go. I know that there wasn't a lot of negative stuff in there. Like I said, with Nemo, he kind of just doesn't know his body yet, doesn't understand how big he is. So he's very clumsy. I actually got a big scratch on my right leg here, like right by my knee. Because, oh, I forgot to mention, he likes to be in the bathroom with me at all times. Like, if I'm pooping and he's in there, he wants to be sitting on my lap while I poop. He's weird. And if I'm showering, he wants to be in there. He waits for me. He waits for me to get a towel on and sit down, and then he hops up on my lap. It's like our time. It's so strange. It's so strange. But there you go. I mean, that is my honest to God review of the cats. They don't have a lot of flaws. I gotta say, they're very good cats. You know, really, most of the time, whenever they are up to mischief, it's not necessarily that they are. There's a lot of stuff in this apartment. You know, there's just a ton of stuff in this apartment, and there's not a lot of space. So whenever they do things, it's prone to fall over or something like that. And I keep on telling my girl that, yo, we gotta take care of that. We gotta make it where they can hang out with this stuff and, you know, maybe not potentially break something, or maybe not have something that is really valuable or something very desirable, you know, very personal, get ruined. But that's life. That's just life, you know what I mean? I don't know where I'd be right now in life without the three of them. I don't know where I would have been if I didn't have Mittens 2 years ago. I don't know where I'd be if I didn't have both of them, both Mittens and Pippin last year. And Nemo basically just made a good thing better. Some days I think they're the only reason why I stick around right where I'm at, and not like go out and like move to Wyoming or something for some stupid ass reason, you know. But there we are. I mean, that's the 3 cats in a nutshell. Am I done taking album requests, or can you do one more? Gamma, you can definitely do one more. One more is A-okay. We probably won't stop album requests until either Friday or like the early portions of the 12-hour finale, because we will have that 12-hour finale to do some of those album requests if we run into scheduling conflicts. But thanks to everybody who's, you know, I talk about how my cats are very important, but you guys are just as important because of the ability for us to be kind of honest with a lot of what we do. You know, we have a lot of, we may not have a lot of people that are here all the time, you know, as compared to whenever we first started this a couple years ago. And I'm really unsure of what Twitch is going to bring, whether it's going to just be, you know, even fewer numbers than this, or if it'll stay steady, or if it'll grow. You know, I'm really, I have a lot of fear, and I might address that in a getting things off my chest style video sometime soon, because it's in there, it's in my body. I just try my best to refuse to acknowledge it, but it doesn't always work. It just doesn't always work. But I do have like concerns about popping over to Twitch. But at the same time, I have to approach it as anybody else who's afraid of change. You know? Change sometimes in this world is what we need in order to get to the next chapter. And the change that happened in 2015 in January was that Mittens came to live with us. And I wasn't sure about it at first. You know, we hadn't been in a cat household for 2 years. And really, whenever I was at that, you know, before that, I wasn't living with her. I was just coming by and hanging out every night, you know. So I hadn't actually been in a cat household in my life. And now, here I am 2 years later, and really I could have said this like the same year. I don't know, I don't know or want to think about life without it, you know. I don't want to think about life without having the cats in there. And as promised, Eric has delivered. As right now, the Melvins are just, I don't know, oddest finale ever. Eric has delivered with a $45 donation. He says, what about Retribution by Nightingale? Well, consider it on the list, my friend. Consider it on the list. Thank you very much. We'll have to add that up. Gamma, now that the techie closey offy thing has been handled, where is that $45 heading, my friend? Where is that heading? He says he is going to the mystery giveaway. So we will go ahead and apply that to the mystery giveaway. As the Melvin's avant-garde continues. So 45 puts us at 405.75 for the mystery giveaway. Oops. So the mystery giveaway right now is at 40.5%. We're almost halfway there for that mystery giveaway. Hey, Jesus, how long is this? It's still going on my end, and it just stopped. And there's still technically 4 minutes left of the album. Oh, here we go. Never mind, it's not over. Yeah, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Alright, well, I will have to get that review handled here. I will probably start off with that tomorrow. Once 5 o'clock rolls around, and then we will either get to maybe the Truck Fighters or the Privateer. Gamma will probably get to that Nightingale album on Wednesday. We'll get to that on Wednesday because we'll have the afternoon. We'll have the afternoon stream on Wednesday. Tomorrow's is going to be the later night. The later night stream is going to start probably after 4 and end at about 8. So it'll be a little bit shorter, but it'll also be a little bit, hopefully a little bit better than today's. Today's was, it was fun, don't get me wrong. I had a good time, but it's been kind of a sour day in CKN land, so that's just kind of why it's been a little bit of a different style of stream. We are just about to head out here for the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming out and saying hello, and for those of you who have donated, thank you very much. We gained about $60 on our original total. Oh, a lot of different reasons, Lauren. You know, the medicine thing definitely put me in a pretty pissy mood. But before that, I already had some issues. I did some work over in the bedroom earlier today, trying to move stuff around, getting things organized, and it took way too long. So the stream is only 3.5 hours. I didn't get started until about 3 o'clock. Just throwing my whole entire schedule off. I've gotten like a bajillion things that I need to review. Some of them are just going to get lost in the cracks, or like I said, I might just have to start doing like little 2 to 2.5 minute long blurbs on stuff as opposed to full album reviews, because right now there's just way too much. There's just way too much. I don't know. Part of me is thinking that album reviews might become a thing of the past in the future. Or at least, you know, me trying to review as much as I possibly can from every single new music week. Because obviously, if I'm going to be streaming, I'm going to have a lot fewer hours at my disposal. That's the one thing I've learned about this month, is that if I decide to stream, I'm going to have to seriously be a bit picky and choosy, and stuff on the channel, it'll probably change or become a little bit more infrequent. You know, if we do the Twitch thing, we gotta go full tilt boogie with it. We gotta go full tilt boogie with it. And so it's going to be a so it's going to be a little bit harder for me to do everything. Gamma, thank you very much for your contribution. We have the album listed here. Everything is great. Everything is awesome. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me today. I'm going to go make myself a couple phone calls that are going to be less than fun. I'm sure that my nurse mother is going to be just in hysterics over this medicine scenario, and whenever the girl comes home, I'm sure she's just going to get hysterical over what I did in the bedroom, so. I'm, of course, assuming the worst in this case, maybe both of them will be okay. I'm not holding my breath. Thank you for coming to my stream. Tomorrow's stream, day 28 of the Slay Cancer Stream-a-Thon. Will commence sometime after 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, remember 3 things. Number 1, do not put lemon juice in oatmeal. Number 2, be sure to wash all of your body parts while in the shower. Dirt can go anywhere. And number 3, whenever you're with your lady, and you're having that special snuggle, don't be afraid to say, baby, can I buy you a fish sandwich? Goodbye. The end.